South Park went too hard on this one, man. This video is brought to you by the Tatum store. The Tatum store. Get the link in the description section. Let's roll with this. South Park. You know, I grew up watching South Park, and they always are coming through with the clutch, anti-SJW, political correctness skits that they do with these little kids that are just out of control and funny. I haven't watched it in a very, very long time, probably in about 5 or 6 years, but this video came across my feed, and I felt like it was necessary for me to talk about this. This video is funny, man. Listen, they are literally making fun of and drawing a connection to reality as it relates to how this gender identity thing in sports is really going to be a detriment and cause chaos and confusion as it continues to go along and as people begin to take more advantage of it. So in this scenario, there's this big muscle dude identifying as a woman and just destroying women. Let's watch this video, man.
A beautiful day in Morrison, Colorado as we get ready for the 6th annual Strong Woman Competition. A 2-day-long competition of tests built to push athletes to their very limits.
You already know this is about to go south. You already know.
Joining me now is the current champion of the Strong Woman Competition, Strong Woman. Miss Woman, do you feel ready?
Oh yeah, I'm ready, David. There are just so many amazing women athletes out here today. It makes me so proud.
Now, this is the first year that a trans woman is in the competition. How do you feel about that?
Amazing. I feel honored to be...
Oh, they going down here. They going down the path. It's realistic, though, because this is what they say. They feel like these athletes feel like they have to lament to. They have to cave into this idea that everybody's acceptable, right? Let's finish.
Be a part of history. I have a lot of incredible trans friends who are athletes, and so we're all inspired. This woman's competing.
Uh-huh. And have you actually ever met Heather Swanson?
No, I've never competed against her before, no.
She's not exactly your average trans athlete.
He set it up,
she is
y'all.
an average trans athlete. Honestly, I find that kind of bigoted, David.
Okay. Heather Swanson is actually joining us now. Miss Swanson, how does it feel to be competing today?
I can't tell you how free I feel now that I've started identifying as a woman.
This is funny, man. This is funny because it just pushes the symbolism of, oh, that's bigoted and all this other stuff. It is just, okay, just wait, you watch.
Now that I can compete as female, I'm ready to smash the other girls.
And is it correct you just started identifying as female 2 weeks ago?
I'm not here to talk about my transition. I'm here to kick some. Let me tell you something, Dingleberry.
David Perry.
I'm gonna roll up the other women here, and I'm gonna smoke them. I am the strongest woman this state has ever seen.
Any words for the challenger, Miss Woman?
Oh, man. So, listen, it goes on to show him smashing them. I'm talking about breaking their arms during arm wrestling. I mean, he throwing up 5 or 6 times the weight that they're doing and just running the gamut, man. And I love that South Park did this because in the spirit of this political correctness BS, we don't get that honest subconscious ideology about how ridiculous the trans people in sports things have become. Now, you understand, and I think we both can agree, that it's one-sided, right? You're not going to have a man or a woman turn into a man and then go into sports and dominate. I have never seen that happen. It probably never will happen. Show me a record that has been broken when you put a woman who transitions to a man and compete in male sports and break records. Show me and I'll shut my mouth and I'll delete all of my videos about it. Until then, I'm going to keep telling the truth. But you do see consistently across the board, across age groups, across demographics, that when these men transition to women and they compete in women or female sports, they dominate. They don't just win. They don't just compete. They dominate. They win. I mean, I've experienced this in my personal life, riding the Tour to Tucson. There was a person who transitioned. I even went on a group ride with this person and 50 other people, but this person was on a group ride, so I had a chance to see this man who's now a woman in person. The physical build, the makeup, of the look, the strength, all this other stuff. I could see it with my own eyes. This person was a man pretty much with a wig on, with some feminine makeup and fingernails. But everything else, this person's body looked like all the other male cyclist bodies. And then you go on and you look up the stats or whatever. This person is dominating the women, got all the female records, and this person was competing as a man before. And these things are just, it's not fair. It don't make sense. And we live in a society where we overcorrect too much. Like driving, and when you learn how to drive in like a tactical driving in a police department, when you start to lose control, the reasoning or what you should do to overcome losing control is to be calm and give slight input, right? You don't overcorrect. Because when you overcorrect, you crash. Everything is off. You sliding everywhere. The car loses control. So you put slight input to correct it. When you see a phenomenon like men turning to women and now there's a sports correlation to it, you don't overcorrect. You just put a little input in it. Maybe you create an environment where they can compete. Okay, that's a little input. Then you realize that they're biologically different than the natural women. So what you do is you put a little input and you give them maybe their own category. You give them an asterisk beside their name so that people can understand that they're not actually women. They're men who are now identifying as women. That just a little bit. And when you see that women are getting pushed out of the sports and their records are being destroyed, then you can say, we made to tweak this a little bit. You don't have to go full, your rights don't exist. We don't care nothing about you. These people who are feeling this way, they have complete authority over what everybody feels. And so back to the subject at hand, I'm glad that South Park did this video because I think it's relevant and necessary for our society to get this in our head that this is becoming a real problem. And people have this visual subconscious understanding about this whole thing. Not everybody. Similar to what South Park put out. Let me know in the comment sections what you think. Am I tripping or be Tatum on or something, man? Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell. Make sure you bookmark the channel. Check the spam. Release my video out of your spam if it finds its way in there. Visit the Tatum store where you get all the cool merch. Y'all know what it is. I'll see you on the next one, man. I'm out.